Today we will be looking at in-box thinking. In these episodes earlier on, we have already seen what is out-of-box thinking, how your thinking gets limited due to imaginary factors which have not been specified or implied, and as a result of which you keep thinking within strict boundaries which are non-existent. And if these boundaries are breached, your performance can undergo sea change for the better. Today we will see what is the importance of in-box thinking. Interestingly, to enable you to do good out-of-box thinking, knowing the proverbial box in itself, in all its measures, is necessary. It can be defined as knowing more and more about less and less within the framework. I have a friend by the name Saifuddin Hassan Ali, and he has given a number of spaces on rent, a landlord, and he has been in business for the last 60 years. Many times he has to fight court cases, and invariably every single time he has emerged the winner. Does not matter who the opposing party is. Sometimes the opposing party is the tenant, sometimes the opposite party is the municipality, sometimes the opposite party is the state government or central government. But Saifuddin has always won. I asked him the secret of his success, and he told me, by now I have become half a lawyer, and I have studied the Bombay Rent Act thoroughly well, and so has my lawyer. My lawyer is not a big lawyer, but he does not practice anything other than the Bombay Rent Act, and all the time he is tinkering around with this law and related GRs, that is government orders, at various times, and he keeps on connecting, cross-referencing and researching on this subject. Each case, before we go to court, I discuss with him, and when we discuss, I too, having come up the hard way, learning from his education, learning from his advice, and also researching on my own, I am able to provide important inputs to him, which he is able to convert very properly into legal language, and also puts his own brain into action. The opposing party may give big lawyers, but they are not specialists in this area. We know much more about the smaller and smaller things regarding this act, and this leads us to success. So this is what is in-box thinking. Taking a box and understanding it, learning it, observing it, processing it so thoroughly that you know each corner of it, each brick of it. How it is done? It is done by the old way of hard work. Observation, asking the question why, and getting the answers, and not waiting till you get the proper answer. I will give a small example here. One of the questions that was asked to me was, why can't we use a cloth scissor for cutting paper? The first level answer, as we have discussed earlier on, we are using the method of levels. The first level answer is, if you do that using a cloth scissor for cutting paper, the cloth scissor gets blunted. That is the experience which most tailors talk about. The second level is, why does it get blunted? Here the difficulty starts, and from here the research starts. So here we have to do a comparative analysis of a cloth scissor and a scissor used for cutting paper. And the comparative analysis tells us that the cloth scissor is actually a shear, a specialized area of scissors where the angle, cutting angle, is very, very acute, which means the edge has very less strength and very high kind of sharpness. On the other hand, look at a scissor which is used for cutting paper. It has comparatively blunt angles. Second difference is, in case of cloth scissor, there is one anvil and other actor. One part of the scissor acts as the anvil and the other part is the cutting one, and it cuts the cloth. Whereas in case of paper scissor, you can use it either way. The third point is looking at the medium. The medium is paper and paper is stiff. Why? Why is paper stiff? Because when paper is made, to make it stiff, components like calcium carbonate, even some parts of sand are mixed with the bamboo that is used for making paper. This makes the paper stiff. But when you use the cloth scissor with acute angles, very sharp edge, these pieces of calcium carbonate or sand, they make small invisible notches on the sides or on the bearing surface of the cloth scissor. Then when the cloth is cut by the same scissor, what is a cloth? Cloth is woven. Vertical and horizontal arrangement of cotton threads. It could be cotton, it could be nylon, it could be polyester, or it could be a mix. And when that is done, these notches keep picking up on the threads. The threads get entangled, and when you push the scissor through the cloth, it takes the thread, it pulls the thread, and the cloth gets spoiled. And this is where we start saying that the scissor has got blunted or is getting blunted. So see how many things have come up in just cursory observation and first and second level of why or the why method in the in-box thinking by using the example of cloth scissor and paper scissor. So this is the way to go for in-box thinking, and once you get into the habit of in-box thinking, your knowledge about the system that you are working on will go on increasing. There is no end to it. I will give a last example again of a barber. This is the video I have seen. We always go to a barber to have a haircut. This person, who himself is a barber, there is a video running on internet where he looks in the mirror, takes a scissor and a comb and gives himself a full haircut. Impossible? No. It is a great example of studying the inbox. Namaskar.